Alright, so somebody asked me how I do my upside down triangles for my nails, so I did a quick tutorial, and I'm using Peppi Gel, which is my favorite dipping gel, but it's also the first one I used, so I may be biased. We have a checklist here. We're gonna need at least 2 colors. I am using pink leg warmers and ballistic blue, which are the mystery box colors for August, and liquids 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna need tape. I've got this cool holographic tape. Your tape doesn't have to be that cool because we're gonna be throwing it out anyways. Dusting brush, that's this guy right here to brush off your excess. Stirring stick, got that guy over here. Fresh paper towel for when you start your number 3 so that you have something to wipe off on. An emery board, buffer block, or nail file or nail drill. I have my nail drill over here, and we will do that after we do number 2. Optionally, you will need a pencil to draw where you want your triangle, acetone and cotton pads to dry out your nail beds, and a timer. You probably have one on your phone, but since I'm using my phone to record, I have this little guy. Okay. Alright, so off screen, I washed my hands with Dawn Blue Dish Soap. It's really good for cutting through grease and everything. And I've let them dry. And now I am using 100% acetone on a little cotton pad. And I'm going to just rub that on the nail beds, make sure they're nice and dry and free of anything extra that will prevent the number 1 from sticking. Let's toss that there. Okay. Alright, so I have already pre-cut some little strips of tape. I should only need 3 to do the 3 remaining nails on my hand, but I cut 6 just in case I flub it up. And to start off, and I'm doing my non-dominant hand, so this might look a little wonky, I'm gonna trace out roughly where I want this triangle to sit. If you don't do this, sometimes you get triangles that are a little bit off center, or just not quite the size you want them. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's close enough. And then you take your piece of tape, and you find the edge of one of those, and lay it flat. And this tape is good and sticky, so I don't have to worry about it too much. I've used other washi tapes that just didn't stick to my nail beds, and sometimes the number 1 got underneath and it messed up my lines. And I like the lines to look as clean as possible. You probably don't have to worry about it. Like, this isn't very clean at all, but from far away it still gets the job done. So, shuggy-duggy-duggy. Before we dip in there, I'm gonna give this a stir, loosen up the powder. Okay, and try and get as little liquid as we can. Try and get a nice thin layer. And since I'm doing so much, I'm going all the way down to the cuticle, where you might usually go 80% so that you get a better curve of the gel, so it doesn't look chunky all the way down. And a little swoopy swoopy. And when you peel that off, you should get a nice clean line facing downwards. This is where the second color comes in. And make sure that this is nice and dusted. And we're going to give this guy a stir. Make it nice and fluffy. Most of the time I like to stir my liquids every time I dip, because I feel like that gives me a little bit more control. It's not quite so chunky. Let's see if I can do this while still looking in the camera. Meow. Okay, that's not bad. So you want to try and get the line as close as you can to your previous one. And then you can do an angle dip. And this is going to be hard to show you on the camera. But basically, make sure your powder's nice and flat. And then you're going to try and get to the first line that you made, or the second line that you made when you drew on with your pencil. Tap, 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 tap. And then into your blue. Bloop. Wunderbar. And then a little dusty. So then you have the basic outline of what your upside down triangle is going to look like. And from here, I'm not going to use tape again. I'm just going to go up this side, dip it, and then I'm going to do the other diagonal, and then do another angled dip. And I will come back when I'm done with 2 more dips. Alright, so after dipping, this is what I've got. It is not my smoothest application, but hopefully that's some stuff that we can buff out after the first round of step 2. I'm going to do my other 2 nails, and then I'll come back to you. So again, not my smoothest application, but a lot of that can be buffed out in this next step. So I'm going to make sure I've got no residues, because that's a residont. And then we are going to saturate the nails we just did. So this guy, and make sure you're dipping into the bottle for each guy. Don't be stingy. Not this time around. Don't mind this finger. This finger is not a triangle. I'm working on something else for that one. Oh, and I'm out of screen. There we go. And with that, the timer goes. And I will come back when the timer is running low. Since you want you to sit here for the whole 2 minutes. Okay, timer's out. I'm going to use my little drill. I'm going to go around the edges and then over the top. And I think my drill's pretty loud, so I will do that off camera. This little guy I got off of Amazon for like 20 bucks. It is this brand, Melody Susie. And I like it. It's small. It is not cordless, so that is maybe a drawback for you, but I think it's just fine. It's actually not quite as loud as I thought it was. But this isn't a nail drill review, but I wanted to say one of the things that I like about this drill is that it has 2 different speed settings. It has a lower one and a higher one. And the lower one helps me a lot with my left hand, because I have a little bit more control, even though it takes a little bit longer. And I like that it's very gentle on my cuticle line. When I was using an emery board, I was just destroying my cuticles. And like, you know, you can fix some things with like oil, but not everything. So that's one of the reasons why I got a nail drill as opposed to doing it the old-fashioned way. Okay, so I think that my nails are acceptably smooth. So I'm going to get started on the second coat of number 2. And this one I'll probably keep rolling, because this is also where I prep for step 3. Get all the excess off. I don't know, I brushed that one. That one didn't have anything on it. So this coat of number 2, we are not drenching the nail. We're just kind of making sure that it's in there. This is going to be what reacts with the number 3. I'm going to get this started so that I don't mess up the time too much. This is going to be what reacts with the number 3 to make it shine and harden. Okay. That one's done. Timer is going. It looks like we've had about 30 seconds go by. Okay, I'm going to set up my paper towel. Make sure that your paper towel is nice and clean, free from stuff. Make sure that my 3 is openable. That's why I have this guy. Because sometimes, even when I'm careful, she gets a little stubborn. So there's that one. And when we do the number 3, we're gonna do in, hold on, let me make sure that I flip this on time. Flip. We're gonna make sure that we're doing quick strokes and try not to overlap too much. And also, I'm relatively new to dipping, so if you see me do something that is just utterly and horribly wrong, my apologies. I'm still learning. I've been doing it for about 3 months, and but I'm in love. I love having such durable nails, and I'm pretty hard on my nails, so this has just been dreamy. I love that I can do it by myself. I've tried about 3 different brands. Peppi is my favorite, but I think a lot of that has to do with the community that comes with it. We're a very tight-knit, positive group. Alright, timer just ran out. So, make sure we're not getting number 3 on the sides. And here we go. Baloop. 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 Wipe, wipe. Make sure she's nice and clean. Don't want to contaminate our number 3 with the curing agent. Swoop. And swoop. I'm going to try and wipe it on new spots, because then you're just defeating the purpose. Sky, la na 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 na. And 2 quick swoopy swoops. And wipe her off again. And then with number 3, you go directly into the second coat. Unless you're doing 1 nail and then, you know, wait maybe 20 seconds. I love doing nail art on my thumb because it's such a big canvas. Everything else is kind of just there. A little worried about my number 3 because my brush isn't fanning out like it used to, so I'm worried that maybe I did not clean it off well enough one of these times. And now we do another 2-minute timer, and this is just to let us know when it's fully dry and we can run around touching things. But this is what it looks like. This is a marbled nail. This one is angle dipped. This is an ombre technique that I'm working on. I don't know if I like it yet, but it's still in the works. This hand also triangles, another marble. I wish that would focus. I'm actually really happy with how this one came out. And then this was gonna be straight lines. I'm probably gonna redo this one and maybe this one because I don't feel like the blue, I added the blue on the last step, and then when I buffed down I got little pink peaky parts, so like it's not all blue like I wanted it. That's really fuzzy, sorry. So I may redo that one, but I'm gonna redo this one for sure because I think I can do better on that. Yeah. And we are in our last minute, so we're just gonna admire this lovely shine. And I appreciate the work and thought that the Peppi ladies put into their colors, their powders. I think it's just a really great company to support. So if you like having your nails done, but maybe it's not cost effective or you just don't have time to go to the salon all the time, I would recommend getting a Peppi Gel starter pack, or even, you know, any of the other dipping brands that have starter packs. I actually think this is really fun. It's a cool way to express myself, and I can be really hard on my nails. Like, these nails are just so far they have been shatterproof. Yep, all dry, perfectly dry. I can go around touching things, I can do dishes, I can wash my hair. I'm gonna hit them with a little jojoba oil to make sure my cuticles stay nice. But that's it. Thanks for watching.